Where does it say in the Bible that Jesus or Yeshua is God? When the angel said to Mary that she had God's son in her womb, how does this contrast the belief that Yeshua is God? Was the angel giving accurate knowledge? How do we rectify this particular?
Well, if I understand Margaret's question, there are some brethren who we have who say that being God's son is something different from God.
You know, there is a reason that Disney will not allow you to put pictures of Mickey Mouse on your things. Because when you put Mickey Mouse on stuff, it associates you with Disney. And it makes everybody think that when you say something, it's like Disney said it. So when I see these Messianics wearing a kippah and talking about Jesus as God and all these things that are contrary to Judaism, I would like to sue them for inappropriate use of Jewish stuff. Is there any way we can do this? Are there any lawyers, Jewish lawyers out there, that can do a cease and desist notice for all of Christianity? Stop using our stuff when you talk about Jesus. Stop wearing kippah. Stop wearing talit. Stop representing yourself as if you are Jews and observant Jews who care about the words of the Hebrew scriptures and of the rabbis and of the Jewish tradition when you don't ascribe to those things. Please stop.
And they use that as a suggestion to say that Yeshua really is not God. He's not deity as God for that. That one scripture and the statement about being God's son actually is one of the proofs that he is God. It's just that they're not quite absorbing what's really being son. I'll give you the simplest example I can. This is not a scriptural thing. This is an understanding of what father and son mean. The word in Hebrew for the word stone is eben or eben, however you pronounce it. It's a contracted word. It's av, father, ben, son. They're put together. Now, you pick up a simple stone and you take the stone apart, all you have is two stones. You didn't separate the father from the son. They're unified. You can't separate them.
Wait a second. If you take a stone, and the Hebrew word for stone is even, and that even is a contracted word, of, father, ben, son, and these are together and inseparable. That when God says, Jesus is my son, don't take it to mean that God the Father and God the Son are two separate entities. Take it as they are together and inseparable. Because when we talk about fathers and son in English or in any other language in the planet, that's what we mean. My son is exactly me. That's what a son is. Didn't you know that? Didn't you know that I, the Father, am exactly the same as my son? There is no difference between us. We are inseparable. It sounds like a misuse of the terms father and son. If that's what the New Testament means when it says that, or if that's what Christianity thinks those words father and son mean, then I think we can rest our case and just walk away. There's no need for us to continue any further because that's ridiculous. You can't take words that everybody knows the meaning of and use it in a way that nobody ever uses it. Nobody understands that fathers and sons are exactly the same. And then to use some made-up Hebrew idea, some made-up contraction of a word, as far as I know it's a made-up contraction, that even is a contraction of, father, and ben, son. Ben, which means son, and even might share a similar root in the word bana, which is a verb which means to build. Beit nun hey. Just like it says in Genesis 22, with regard of Sarah giving Hagar to Abraham, that I might be built up through her. A son builds up the father and the family line to come. A stone is used for building. This thing, Av and Ben putting together sounds nice, but I've never heard of it. And even if it were true, the proper analogy would be that a father is built up through his son. That would be all it is. That doesn't mean that they're exactly the same thing. So this here is our first step through the doorway of insane explanations that have nothing to do with Scripture that we're going to say, because most people who are listening don't know anything about Hebrew, and will just accept it at face value that what he's saying is true. If you're a Christian, you need to stop listening to guys like this. You need to stop supporting guys like this. You need to stop sending your money off to people who want to go out and convert Jews to this kind of stuff. If you want to be a Christian and you want to believe in Jesus, then do it, but leave us out of it, please. Stop wearing kippahs, stop supporting these groups, because they're telling you nonsense.